Hello, today we'll be covering the process of fermentation using sugar and yeast. This is a very simple experiment that will be producing alcohol and carbon dioxide. In this bottle here is where the reaction will be taking place. To it, 300 millilitres of water, 1.1 grams of yeast and 40 grams of sugar will be added. The gas will be produced going up through this tube that will go into this volumetric flask. This will have a solution of calcium hydroxide. This is used as an indicator to test if carbon dioxide is being detected. If it is, a white precipitate is going to be formed. That means a white powder will fall out of solution. To the volumetric flask, the solution containing the calcium hydroxide is added. The solution was then topped up to 50 millilitres and it was capped and shaken. Now we need to make the sugar solution for the fermentation bottle. So to this 250 millilitres of water we add the 40 grams of sugar that was pre-weighed. It is important to note that when adding sugar to water, the sugar will not fully dissolve in the sugar and it will be held in suspension. So the volume in the water bottle will actually rise by quite a bit. So that's why we don't originally use 300 millilitres of water. Now the reaction is carried out. To the bottle, the sugar solution was added. It was topped up to 300 millilitres and another container containing the 1.1 grams of yeast and about 20 millilitres of water was added. This was to form a solution to much better disperse the yeast. As the method I was doing took a surprisingly large amount of time to actually make a single bubble, I came up with a different solution. This is an airlock that I've attached to it, and the carbon dioxide will be bubbling up through this, where a liquid will be poured into that, so it will bubble up and the gas will slowly escape, making an oxygen-free environment. So, instead of using water in there, I'll be using the solution that we've made of calcium hydroxide in the hopes that it will turn white and cloudy if any carbon dioxide is released through it. That whole setup overflowed quite quickly and a lot of the solution got contaminated with what's bubbling over in this. That's quite a lot of being bubbled over. But now it's actually bubbling through the tube and into the solution, which is what we wanted in the first place. And it doesn't take half an hour to an hour to set up. At this point we can notice that the solution has basically stopped bubbling and the reaction has slowed down quite a bit. So I'm going to add the airlock back on and leave it. Whilst this was bubbling through the carbon dioxide, some white precipitate did form. Not sure how well that shows up on camera, but you can see that there is something that is falling out of solution. That would be the calcium carbonate that was produced. And for this I have added the airlock back on. This was because the reaction is still going, it's just a lot slower, as you can just about see in some points. So it will slowly go, except it will not be fast enough for this, as it will just go back into solution. This has been it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. Soon I shall maybe make a video on distillation if I buy a set. But until now, that's what's going to happen to the solution. Bye.